Today on All Things Beer, we're talking with Spencer about lager. I've heard that lager is the biggest, broadest variety of what most people drink. Is that true? But not in craft beer.
Not usually in craft beer. Typically you're talking about the lagers are your Bud Miller Coors.
Okay.
They are the styles that became popular as refrigeration technology became available to these breweries. Crisp, clean, light, easy drinking, so you can consume a lot. So the American public was really receiving of these. The craft beer movement, back in the late 70s, early 80s, was probably, born out of homebrew guys kind of bucking the system, trying to brew stuff that they couldn't find commercially, which was, for the most part, was those light lagers. And also, too, it's a good way to judge for a brewery. If they can produce a light-colored beer on a consistent basis, those are the most difficult ones to make because you can't hide your flaws. You have a colder fermentation, so you have less active yeast, so it takes a little bit longer for that yeast to do its thing. What that means then is that you have to have the space available and the time available for that yeast to do its thing properly for you to get the proper flavors out of a lager. So you're talking about at least twice as long to do a proper lager as the ales. So you have to invest in a lot more time, a lot more resources, so it's more expensive. There's no big flavors from malt and there's no big flavors from hops that you can hide any of your flaws. So technically, if you can produce a light colored beer that is really light in flavor, not light as in calories, but pale, there's less to hide behind on the technical side. I always go to breweries that are new and I try their lightest stuff first to see how they do. So if any flaws are happening either in the brew house or the fermentation or anywhere, they'll be more evident in the lighter, more delicate beers than your bigger, more heavy-handed beers.
And that wraps up this episode talking about lager on All Things Beer. Spencer, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think I'm going to drink some more of this. See you next time.